everybody doing today? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What the fuck? I wasn't even trying to say that. What the fuck? I don't know why I said. I don't know why it sent password. I wasn't even trying to send that shit. I was trying to say what's good. Shit, boof. What's good? What's good? What's good? Damn. Damn. What the hell going on? Breaking the oath. Hold on. What the fuck going on? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Shit, today we got Nicki Minaj breaking the oath. Let's go and check this shit out.
Y'all, Nicki Minaj is going to war with Roc Nation, and most people don't know why. She went on Instagram Live the other day and accused Jay-Z of playing with her numbers.
Shout out my boy Jay Marvelous, man. Shout out my boy Jay Marvelous.
Surprise. What a surprise. The amount of people on Instagram is remarkably low. I wonder who's behind that. I wonder who's afraid. Okay, guys, that's all I wanted to see. What a surprise. What a surprise.
Back in 2022, Nicki Minaj was complaining about YouTube shadow banning her music videos. They put Nicki Minaj's video as age restricted on YouTube, keeping her from getting viewed. Now, her claims against Jay-Z and Roc Nation all stem from 2015. Nicki Minaj was one of the co-owners of Tidal alongside Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye West, Rihanna, Madonna, and others.
This shit keeps dropping, dude. Like, what the fuck? Damn, this shit keeps dropping.
Many people thought this was brave for Nicki Minaj to diss Jay-Z on his own sample. Many people speculated that she was referring to Jay-Z, but she confirmed it. She said, "I received a call advising Tidal was sold and they made no money on the deal, so all they could offer me was $1 million. But wait, there's more. The lawyer advised that Deseret advised him that I had to sign the agreement in 24 hours if I wanted the $1 million or the offer was off the table. Listen to the end of fractions for what my response was. With Nicki Minaj being frustrated with the industry, she went on IG with Soulja Boy and claimed there was a lot of down low rappers in the music business. Now she broke the oath.
Do you think it's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry?
Oh no, Queen. We don't know nothing about undercovers. Oh no. We don't know about that.
Okay. Because I do.
You said what?
Oh, I said I do. But, my thing is...
Frustrated with the industry, Nicki Minaj decided to expose the inner dealings of the music business.
Soulja Boy's in it too, guys.
By exposing politicians and also people that took the jab. This made the powers that be even more upset.
Let me ask y'all something. In the 10, 12, 13 years, how many of a year, do y'all think that I would go on the internet and lie about being invited to the fucking White House? Like, what? Do you guys see what is happening right now? Oh my goodness. If y'all don't see, it's not even surprising to me that they had to use one of us. Like I said, the first time they used one of us, she was the first person that was used. Now, they just use this man to come on and put this thing out saying that I wasn't I wasn't invited to the White House. Do y'all think I would lie about being like, what? Like what? So tomorrow when I do a call with my management and my publicist, who I follow both of them. You can go follow Sal and from Sal X Co. and follow Joe, my publicist who works with Republic Records. They were on the phone call. And you know what the request was? We'd like to offer Nicki an invitation to come to the White House to speak with two people, the two names, what is that man's name? Dr. Fauci? And with the Surgeon General. And do you know what I said? I said, well, I would rather not have to travel. Can we do something like a live? And they said that they're open to me choosing a platform to do a live. But they have never taken that off the table for me to come to the White House. And so I said I would like to do, the other question is, they asked me would I like to do a private live or, a private conversation or a public live. And I said it would not feel genuine if it was something that I discussed with them only privately, because then it would come off disingenuous to my fans, because it would sound like I was kind of like selling them the vaccine, and everyone agreed. So at around 5, 6 o'clock, about 3 hours ago, they got back on the phone with my management and my publicist and said, they weren't too happy about me letting people know that I was going there, etc. Anyway, but do you guys think that I would make that up? So now this man tried to come on Twitter to try to make a fucking fool out of me. Sweetheart, are you out of your fucking mind? I'm not one of those people that y'all are going to be able to do this with, sweetheart. Okay? See, the minute you guys started going this hard is when this seemed strange to me. Like, and I'm not talking about the representative that Joe and Sal spoke to today. I'm talking about just the Democratic Party in general, and so many people jumping at the chance to, okay, well, we can't make fun of the actual story anymore and talk about testicles and balls till they drop dead and make that a joke. So now we have to attack her personally. I want you guys to see what is happening. And they had to make sure it came from a
Guys, look at it like this. Cardi B is the main female now. Nicki Minaj is not the main female no more. Why do you think that is?
black person first. Because if it came from a white person, the black people would be like, oh, you're racist in this. So let's peep this. The first attack was from a black woman. Now, this thing to assassinate my character is from a Uncle Tamiana, black, quote unquote, black man. When 80% of the artists that y'all following right now feel like I feel about the vaccine and are too afraid to speak on it. And guess what they're doing right now? If they assassinate me and assassinate my character and make me look crazy or stupid, guess what? No one else will ever ask questions again.
In 2024, Nicki Minaj claimed that Jay-Z never paid her the $1 million even after she signed. Roc Nation then decided to push Megan Thee Stallion instead of Nicki Minaj. In 2019, Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion collaborated. They appeared to have a good friendship, but it only lasted a few months. Nicki Minaj claimed that Megan Thee Stallion tried to get her to drink alcohol while she was pregnant and to go to the clinic, implying to get an abortion. Megan Thee Stallion felt betrayed and went and befriended Cardi B and performed the song WAP. The following year, Nicki Minaj unfollowed Megan Thee Stallion. Nicki Minaj then shaded Megan Thee Stallion on the song Seeing Green, where she said, "These thirsty, I could see."
Nothing surprises me about Megan Thee Stallion, bro. We all knew that shit was a setup with Tory Lanez. The whole time we knew that shit was a setup. Roc Nation.
See why they alcoholics.
These is thirsty, I can see why they alcoholics.
The beef between Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj continued to go on. Being that Roc Nation supported Megan Thee Stallion more, Nicki continued to take jabs at Megan Thee Stallion. On her song Red Ruby the Sleeve, she said, 700 on them horses when we fixin' to leave. But I don't with horses since Christopher Reeves. Megan Thee Stallion replied on her song Hiss, "These don't be mad at Megan, these mad at Megan's Law. I don't really know what the problem is, but I guarantee y'all don't want me to start." Megan's Law line was connected to Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, who was accused of doing some nonsensical things. The beef between Nicki Minaj continued to go online, but not further. Nicki Minaj would continue to take jabs at Roc Nation for supporting Megan Thee Stallion. She would taunt Desiree Perez by saying, "I put out a single on my own with no support and it's still number 2, dissing Megan Thee Stallion." Since then, Nicki Minaj has been going on rants on Twitter, stating that Roc Nation has ownership over her social media accounts. She said, "They've had access to my accounts on all platforms. I didn't change the password either. I let them continue doing everything they allegedly did to Demore to me, and you have no idea how disgusting it gets. Enough is enough." Many people believe that she got with Kenneth Petty for protection after leaving Meek Mill. Being that Meek Mill is Roc Nation's little bunny hopper, this would only make sense to why she would need protection and would get involved with Kenneth Petty. She would go on to claim that she was being watched in surveillance, listening devices, cameras, car tags, pages you don't follow, the following section, spy. Nicki Minaj then voiced her opinions about Jay-Z sidelining Lil Wayne at the Super Bowl halftime select.
Most artists have no clue what is happening. Y'all don't know what the we go through. At the workplace, you know how many women, I said this on Twitter, get strategically blackballed out of their positions when they're a little too strong, when they're a little too smart, and get told that they're angry black women and they're having a breakdown?
Nicki Minaj then dropped some paperwork on Desiree Perez, claiming that she was a confidential informant. She alleged that she set up artists like Tekashi 6ix9ine, Casanova, Tory Lanez, and more.
But 6ix9ine's gonna be a rat, I guess. All this shit is in play, bro. All this shit is planned out, man. Every fucking thing that these people go through is planned out.
You know what y'all think? Do y'all think Nicki Minaj is on thin ice? Could Rock Nation be after her career and life? Let me know in the comment sections below.
Man, this shit crazy, man. Damn. Shit, I guess we go to this one. This is the Paul Walker. Got a Paul Walker one. Since I was talking about Paul Walker yesterday, I'm gonna go to the Paul Walker one. Paul Walker today.
Details this morning on the deaths of Fast and Furious star Paul Walker and his friend killed in a fiery car accident over the weekend. Investigators working right now to determine the cause of the wreck. ABC's Cecilia Vega has the story.
Just promise me, Brian. No more funerals.
Just one more. Liz.
Crash happened in a business park just a few blocks away, minutes after they left.
What was the last thing you heard Paul say?
Yeah, I'll be right back in 5 minutes. That was the last words I heard.
They struck a tree and a pole. Both men pronounced dead on the scene.
There's a bridge!
He is the speed demon who rose to fame in the Fast and Furious blockbusters. And now, this real-life twist that all too closely mirrors the movies he made.
We have confirmed DUA.
This morning, new details in the joyride that ended in a fiery crash taking actor Paul Walker's life. The driver, Walker's friend, Roger Rodas, was a pro racer with championship titles to his name.
This is not his first time driving a car like that.
Right. That's why I'm shocked. He's driven cars faster than this.
A Porsche Carrera GT that...
It's the same car. It's the same red Porsche. Put it that way. That was in the movie Skulls.
can hit speeds of up to 240 miles per hour, reportedly being sold for more than $300,000, and so difficult to handle, even professional drivers called it scary. On Saturday, both men attended a toy drive-in car show for Walker's charity, Reach Out Worldwide. Here's Walker with that Porsche in one of the last known videos of the 40-year-old star.
They pulled out of the parking lot slow.
Jim Torp spoke to both men just before they rode off. The crash happened in a business park just a few blocks away, minutes after they left. The mangled car unrecognizable, the pole bent in two. Fast and Furious co-star Tyrese Gibson among the throngs of mourners who visited the scene, leaving in tears.
Brian, look out! No, Brian!
Oh my God! Brian! Brian, can you hear me?
Holy crap, what the hell happened? That guy sucked.
What's going on, Facebook heads and YouTube heads? This is Paul the Rose Reaper Gardener with Kimberly Denise here, and we wanted to cut a video real quick just to share with you a little bit more insight behind Paul Walker's death.
Hey, yeah, so I'm not a fan of the mainstream media to begin with, so anytime there's a story like this, I always do some more research through Google and through some other sources, and we're already finding that something's just not right. Number one, I mean, first him crashing into the tree and the car exploding, that doesn't really make sense to me. And then also, someone had posted on Twitter a picture, which you'll see later in this video, of TMZ actually reporting a couple of days ago his death. So there was some kind of a hoax going on before. Then suddenly he dies today. There's just a few things that aren't adding up here.
Exactly, and I don't know if you guys have also watched Family Guy of that episode when Brian actually died from a car accident. And I don't know if you guys find the correlation and the connection there, but Brian was Paul Walker's actor's name in The Fast and the Furious. And it was, I believe, like about a week and a half ago, right? Mm-hmm. About a week and a half ago is when Brian in Family Guy died. So it's like a lot of people always say, like, these type of things always tend to be predicted by the media and the industry, aka you know who, right? So what do you think about that?
It wouldn't be the first time, because I don't know if you guys know, but if you don't, we're going to show you at the end of this video too that earlier, before the actual tragedy of the Boston Marathon, it was also predicted in Family Guy there as well. And it's not just Family Guy, it's, you know, different movies. There's been other tragedies predicted in other Hollywood productions, but there's just rumors that, you know, a certain group has something to do with these tragedies, and they reveal it beforehand within the media and entertainment. So it's really sick, and I just wonder, you know, like, what's really going on and why.
I really like that car that Brian chooses in the movie. It's that's my favorite Japanese car, and I actually own 2 of them. But Brian drives that car in the second Fast and the Furious as well, so he actually has a really strong connection or like draw towards it's the Nissan Skyline R34. But my dream car is the Carrera GT. Porsche Carrera GT would be, that's the top car.
This is the movie Skulls.
In a place where tomorrow's leaders are groomed.
Where did Mr. McNamara learn to row? The local sewers, I imagine. He's a townie. He won us the Ivy League championship 3 years in a row. That's all I know.
In an organization.
Are you ready to be reborn?
Where success is assured.
Our membership has its pleasures, its hardships, and sometimes its pain.
We live by the rules, we die by the rules.
Gentlemen, welcome home.
Luke McNamara is about to get an opportunity.
A skull above any other.
He's only dreamed of.
Senator, it's a pleasure to meet you.
What do you think of all this?
To be honest, it's all a little bit overwhelming.
But if a secret society can give you everything.
At 3.
You desire.
This is your pre-acceptance to the law school of your choice.
That's gotta be a mistake.
You are a skull.
Imagine what they can take away.
None of us are safe.
What are you gonna do?
We live by the rules, we die by the rules.
I want to know the truth about what happened that night. The surveillance cameras. So there's got to be tapes. Can you get any closer on this? Closer. I know what you did.
It's time we remove Mr. McNamara. He's no longer loyal.
You keep digging, you're gonna dig your own grave.
Only an elite few ever get in.
I have evidence.
They erased the tape. Who? The skulls. They control everything.
No one has ever gotten out.
They're dead.
If it's secret and elite, it can't be good.
What we're finding out from this video, this camera that was posted on a building just across the street from where the crash happened, you don't actually see the crash, you don't see the car, but do you see that? The light post falling and the tree, and then you see this debris go. All right, count 60 seconds from that point, and it's not until there that you see any significant smoke. There's a wisp of smoke there, but, and I'm not sure how this is edited, but the smoke is very light for 60 seconds. What that suggests is that the fire did not become a raging fire for about a minute, which would mean that the two occupants in the vehicle would have had 60 seconds to get out, if they could have. We don't know what happened. Nobody saw what they were trying to do at that time, but it was a full 60 seconds until what you see now. We see horror below those hedges, because those men obviously would have been trying to get out, and nobody was.
Man, people actually thought this motherfucker crashed, bro. People actually thought Paul Walker crashed. That's a crazy statement. That's a crazy statement. They struck his ass. He didn't want to do what they told him to do. He got tired of doing what he was supposed to do.
They're outside to help them. It wasn't until the flames were rising and the smoke was above those hedges that you're looking at now, about 2 minutes later, that anyone arrived with a fire extinguisher or to try to help them. We've heard of heroic efforts to try to pull the men out, but it was too late because their friends were at that charity event at Rotis's car shop.
I think the biggest lesson, I think it was just nice to see how simple things can be. So this story is really, obviously there's a lot of complications what this guy goes through, losing the love of his life, and he's in this environment, he can't control anything, you know, and that's like us with life, you know, we're trying to control all this stuff, and he realizes in the process that it's not about all this, it's just about what's in this.
Exactly.
The machine is life, just endlessly cranking, and we're running around and we're trying to juggle all these balls and we're running all over the place, and when they all hit the floor we panic. There's really no need, because
Everything's smooth.
Focus, it's right here, it's what's important, it's of the heart, it's family, it's friends, it's the rest.
I'm just saying, that's my favorite white man right there. Who is that guy? P. Dubber. Come on, this is video, man.
They go through phases where
I mean, really?
Come on, Michelle. Come on, Michelle. It's the guy who did a lot of push-ups. I hope one day in life I could get my chest to that level.
It's like
Jordana.
So much money involved.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's recorded.
It's okay, man.
Hey, are they going to fly that chapstick in at some point, Chris?
Okay?
I'm done, man. We're having a conversation here. If you could move that. Excuse me.
You asked for chapstick like 20 minutes ago. Is it ever coming in?
I don't need chapstick.
Are you sure about that?
You got lotion coming in? Are you good? Do we need some of that?
He's trying to make ashy jokes. That's hilarious.
Overnight, Paul Walker's co-star from those Fast and Furious blockbusters paid a sorrowful tribute to him, showing up at the crash scene.
If my brother were here right now and he saw all the love that you were bringing here, if he could see for himself that all of you have showed up to show my brother love.
Vin Diesel getting emotional as he addressed the crowds outside.
I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for coming down here and showing that angel up in heaven.
And this morning, a new look at the final seconds of that life cut short. You can see there in the right corner of this surveillance video a glimpse of a speeding car. Then this, an explosion followed by billowing smoke. Within seconds, people are racing in to rescue Walker and the driver, his friend Roger Rodas. See the unbelievable explosion one more time. One of Walker's childhood friends reportedly attempted to pull his body from the burning car. Police had to hold him back.
I was glad to come back. I think mainly just because I knew that, you know, the fans wanted to see it. I didn't really have a choice in the matter because they had an option on me from the first one, but the first one did real well, did phenomenally well. It was a sleeper hit.
We did Skulls together, we did Fast and Furious together, and we did Fast and Furious 2 together. Paul is one of the hardest working guys I know.
My man, Paul Walker, that's a crazy guy right there. He likes having fun.
If you tell him to run up the hill, it's how many times. He's always there for you.
Paul Walker's really difficult. He's a pain in the ass, and he's not cute. He kind of messes me up on close-ups. He makes me laugh a lot. And then John Singleton's in the middle, yelling from the monitor, "Stop laughing! You ruined it! You ruined it!" But we're having fun.
I've been known to get into trouble from time to time, but I've mellowed out quite a bit.
Paul is what you consider the epitome of a white boy, and I'm all-American Negro. And I'm from the hood. And Paul is from Huntington Beach, out there where they surf at and do all of the crazy white boy things. I mean, Paul is crazy, man. We be fighting and wrestling and all kind of slapping each other on the neck, man, forehead, just crazy.
They're two of the silliest knuckleheads I've ever met in my life. You know, sometimes I would have to wrangle the two of them to get them to concentrate on the movie itself because they were just off, you know, either driving the cars or playing around and everything.
When you're talking about two characters, they're supposed to have chemistry on screen. If you don't have it in real life, it's next to impossible. And Tyrese and I think John just knew that we'd hit it off and we'd get along really well. That's my boy right here. That's my dad.
You know, it's like, you know, okay, put some of this fun on the screen.
It's not about the fame or the fortune. He loves doing what he does. He's a real guy's guy. Guys can relate to him. Girls want him. He's just a terrific guy to be around, and he's actually a very good friend. I adore him, and I'd love to make 10 more movies with him.
Everyone just kind of really clicked, and everyone really got the idea that, hey, you know what, this is going to be the ideal situation, being that, you know, there aren't any egos, and everyone's going to be easy to get along with, and everyone's here for the right reason, and that is to make the best movie we could possibly make.
I look fathers in the eyes, you know, that are holding their kids and they're begging for help, and I can imagine how that feels. They're desperate and they're looking to a stranger and pleading for help, and it's hard to talk about, but it's stuff like that that just, it gets you.
We just vibing today, guys. We vibing.
And I remember him looking back at me, and this is before he started Row, and giving me a big hug. And that's who Paul is. Paul is that guy who's like, he just loves. And he can't understand why people are so mean and so cold and sometimes don't care. Because his heart's so open and full of wanting to give that he couldn't comprehend how any other human being couldn't feel the same way he did. And I just love him so much. And Cody, God bless you for having the courage to take what he started and carrying that torch of Row. I got your back forever.
We are amongst a world where it seems like dysfunction and negativity seems to be way more popular than positivity. And God revealed something to me a couple of months ago that
Tyrese is always talking about God, God, God. He's one of the biggest sellouts. He's always talking about God. He's one of the biggest fucking sellouts. I never understood this motherfucker.
It is our season right now. It is our season For all of you beautiful people that wake up every single day with phone calls, emails, physically getting on a plane, going into places that are very uncomfortable, doing things on behalf of mankind. Folks that don't even speak English, they are a part of the human race. You're doing any means necessary to make a difference in our world. What you're doing may not seem popular.
Why are you throwing out devil horns?
In the grand schemes of things. But it is popular amongst God's eyes because you're using that heart to make a difference in our world. So, in my mind, the reason why I'm very proud of what Reach Out Worldwide stands for, founded by our brother and Paul Walker.
Kept seeing tweets about Dubai. How was Dubai?
Oh, Dubai was great. I just got home yesterday, man.
Everybody went,
I
right?
found my smile again in Dubai, man. It was amazing out there. I found my smile.
Well, Jada, Will, Tyrese. Who the fuck is this? I was gonna say Mayweather, but I don't think that's me. I don't know, but I know he got his ass played with. Yeah, I know he got his ass plunged.
Smile again in Dubai, man. It was amazing out there.
Now, who did you go with, and what do you mean by finding your smile?
I mean, you know, everybody know what ended up happening in my world around, you know, the end of the year with Paul Walker, my best man. And so, you know, I was just with him 4 days before it happened. We was on the set shooting, and, you know, it was a lot of shock and trauma for the family and all of us involved because he's just such a nice guy.
But I mean, you had to run away because your boy just somehow just died. Y'all be fucking each other or something. Something. Or better yet, he's a sacrifice.
You know, I've never been depressed in my life, but I was very, very sad and down, and it took me a minute to shake it. So I just turned 35, you know what I mean? You know, I'm on a spiritual level. I got this thing where I say God sends me emails about what to do, where to go, who to communicate, connect with. And he sent me an email to go to Dubai.
Really?
And I went to Dubai.
Did God send you a ticket?
His God. Why are you throwing up 666?
How did you get there?
This is the 666, guys. There's no such thing as, oh yeah, I'm throwing up a blood gang. The government, CIA, they came up with that shit. They came up with the gang shit. They make money off that shit. People don't realize it.
Got that. Yes. Yeah, it was, but that was the best thing that ever happened in Dubai.
The company was important too, being around the right people.
Oh, absolutely. Will Smith is my best friend and mentor, the most amazing guy ever. And I mean, like, listen, what we did in 15 days, we feel like we've already lived 8 months of 2014. It was that amazing out there. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some of the proceeds for the sale of Fast and Furious 6 will go to the Paul Walker Foundation, right? Okay. But you all get one to take home.
Yeah, there's the day that, you know, Paul transitioned, he was actually doing a fundraiser for his organization called Reach Out Worldwide. And you can look it up online if you want to make a donation. But basically, when there's huge traumatic areas like Hurricane Katrina, when earthquakes happen in certain places around the world, they go out there by the numbers, and they help people out in these areas. And so he was raising
money the day that he died, and we just want to keep his memory and his legacy and what he stood for going. So, you know, we just love y'all and thank y'all for all the prayers. The family thanks y'all, and we thank y'all for all of the energy. You know, I want y'all to know something. A lot of times we can take people praying for us for granted, but it's really a form of rebuilding when you're in pain and you're confused and going through things. And so all of the prayers and tweets and posts and Instagram that you've sent all of us, we love y'all and appreciate y'all, and just thank you.
What's up, Damian Cookie? What's up?
Before they start promoting him real hard, he took a hard one in his anal. And usually, like I say, whoever recorded it, they didn't record it for the public. That was a private video to keep him in line, just in case he wanted to say something. They threatened him with the video. Well, something must have happened where they leaked it. They did the same thing to Chris Brown. I don't know. I'm just telling you the truth. You know, they got tape on Chris Brown. All of them. P. Diddy, Tyrese.
Yeah, Damian Cookie, yeah,
That's why Tyrese is breaking down so much. They really want his daughter. And then he went back to Dubai. He trying to, you know why he went back to Dubai? To try to convince the people to let him off the hook, to try to do some more gay stuff. And they saying, we don't want to screw you no more, man. We want your daughter. It's time for you to get a blood sacrifice.
My Shayla.
Don't take my baby, please. Don't take my baby. Don't take my baby. Oh, this is all I got. This is all I got. This is all I got. Don't take my baby, okay? I've been away from my baby for 2 months. I just want my baby. And no one's listening because no one's in the courtroom. I'm not doing anything illegal. But I don't want nobody. Oh my God, am I doing something illegal by doing this video, or am I protected by the First Right Amendment or the amendment? Don't take my baby. I'm at $13,000 a month. What more do you want from me?
Ew.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. My Shayla. My Shayla. Ain't nobody showing up for me. I got all these millionaire friends. I got billionaire friends. I've been there for you. Why nobody's there for me? Oh my God. Why they coming after Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey, now Sylvester Stallone? They don't want it. They're done. They already told them you can do whatever you wanted to me. I'm not doing no more. They all in alliance with each other saying, we got to take a stand. Because they won't stop. They do the sexual rituals. They drink blood. They drink urine. They do the poop. And then sometimes they have to be in disguise and watch it. Like watch a person get turned out. That's their duties too, to watch.
Yeah, bro. It's like those little, like the freak offs, like I was saying about the damn mask and shit. They do all that shit while they're there. Drinking piss, eating shit. All that shit, man.
The rituals, and then they go to this dungeon where they get beat up.
Business.
That's what they did to Rihanna. And they said Chris did it, but he didn't. Now, I know I had my say on Tyrese. One of the first segments I did on him about how he selling his soul and sexual act.
This is Black Child. This is where I started from 12 years ago, bruh. This is where I started from. On some real shit, bro. This is Black Child.
Well, Tyrese is one of the top ones that he goes to Dubai and those foreign countries a lot this time of the year. Tyrese is one of the main people that goes on Facebook and give his sermon about how to be prosperous and all this. He took several pictures on a private plane and a long shoot or Indian get up, but I call them dresses, but I know they're long shirts, and that's the common in Saudi Arabia. It was goldish brown, but really Tyrese went over there to hook up with his boyfriend. You can have sex with any amount of men. When Tyrese go to these places, he knows the exact place he's going.
Oh shit.
Dresses, but I know they're long shirts, and that's the common in Saudi Arabia. It was goldish brown, but really Tyrese went over there to hook up with his boyfriend. You can have sex with any amount of men. When Tyrese go to these places, he knows the exact place he's going, and they have the men meet him at a certain place, or he goes to a certain spot. He have sex with an enormous amount of men, and I'm not making.
And he's not making this shit up, guys. The reason why they struck his shit, man, he don't even make YouTube no more. I don't think he can make the shit no more, bro. He has artists, like rappers, pop stars, all the motherfuckers hit him up, bro. They all were doing that shit of how to get out. You might as well put everything on the fucking table, man. You want to get out. You might die in the fucking process.
This guy get down like this way before Spanky said anything. That's how he got his first role in Baby Boy. He blew the executive producer. Spanky walked out. He went down with it. So now he's all irate and saying that he's getting rid of people that's holding him back. Also, he means Genuine. I mean, he's putting Genuine in the mix and all the rest of them. But the truth of the matter is, the gig is up because Tyrese is due for a blood sacrifice. So if he gives himself out as whoredom, he could perhaps beat the blood sacrifice, but sooner than later he got to give up his daughter or his mom. That's what they want. And they solicit celebrities and black men, and they may give them $2 to $3 million to have sex with them. So that's why they get on those private planes and they go to Dubai and all these foreign countries and these foreign spots, and they have sex with these billionaires, anal, and they also perform fellatio. They have group sex with a bunch of men. Now they're going to take pictures in clubs like they was kicking it with women, and like they was just, bossing and gigoloing, and they was pretty much pimping the women, but really they was pimped out because they've been solicited to come there. They go to these foreign countries and they pay them a lot of money to get fucked, and these men line them up and they get fucked in their ass. I mean, by tons of men. And they fuck men in the ass as well. I mean, they perform fellatio. Tyrese is on so many private cams, hidden photos. There's so many photos of Luda getting dug out. I'm talking Ludacris right now. He's a homosexual. He's bisexual as well. He spends a lot of time overseas too. He's just one of them. Those are just two that I named. But most of them with a lot of money, the Jay-Z's and all these guys that... But Tyrese is pretty much showing you what he is. He's just hiding it, okay? Also, why did Tyrese take Paul Walker's death so hard? Because him and Paul was lovers. Paul Walker was pimping Tyrese. Tyrese was Paul Walker's lover. You get what I'm saying? So that's why he took it so hard. Now, I know some of y'all can't believe that a masculine guy like Paul wasn't down with all this gay stuff, but he was. You love Tyrese to death, and you just love celebrities. And most of these people that comes out to defend Tyrese, they're 15 to 25. Y'all don't know shit, man. And it's that it's not that I don't respect you. You don't respect yourself. You believe anything a celebrity tell you. If your parents told you what I'm telling you, think they're crazy. People like Tyrese are scared.
I stay away from people like that, bro. They hype these celebrities up and everything, man. They believe everything these celebrities say. While simultaneously they're putting signs and symbols, all that shit They're putting it right in your face, and you still believe what the fuck they're saying. Not the fucking signs that they're showing. You know what I'm saying? They expose their damn selves.
The goal for new bait, like new fresh meat. You see, that's seriously, they're looking for fresh meat. You know, so when he comes back from Dubai, it's like he done paid off his sins, you know, and got dug out. And while he was getting dug out, they paid him about $2 or $3 million to get fucked in the ass. Shit, you mad at my music because you don't like it. Dude, my music is the last thing that's on your mind. You don't have a mama. You don't have a daddy. You don't have no education. You don't have shit to look forward to. So you come to Yash Kara and vent off some fucking music, or because how I pronounce my words? That is so ludicrous to me when you live in worse conditions.
A lot of what had happened was self-inflicted. You know, prior to me taking psych meds and crying, I just want my baby, and all of that stuff that happened all over the internet that everyone made a mockery of, which I understand, because if I wasn't me and I seen somebody wilding out on the level that I was wilding out via social media, I would have had something to say too. Some folks don't know this, but I'm here to shed light on everything. My daughter got spanked 2 times in 10 years. The first time I spanked my daughter is because her mama asked me to do it. The second time I spanked my daughter is because I told my daughter to tell me the truth about something she did, she didn't. So I literally spanked her with my right hand directly on her butt. So when her mom, who I gave her the heads up, she ended up running to court on September 11th and literally accused me of abusing my baby and literally traumatized me forever.
Now, was there some static between you and your daughter's mom? Right?
There was no static other than the fact that I'm a married man, and I'm not just married, but I'm happily married and I've moved on.
Okay.
Like, I don't wish no harm on that woman. Until we're able to shoot the one movie that I do. I don't have Transformers and... It came in yet.
So go to my Facebook.com.
He claimed he wasn't broke.
/
But
Tyrese.
he was broke as fuck.
I'm about to jump on the jet, go fly to Atlanta to go support my girl, Keisha Lance Bottom. Today is the last day she can vote. You can't vote for her if you don't live in the city of Atlanta. So I'm gonna make my rounds. As if I don't tap out, I'm gonna make my rounds to go support Keisha Lance Bottoms. But I just went live on Facebook. Facebook.com / Tyrese. Let's go. So now my mom has been sober for 11 years. Today, October 11th. And I just bought her this house. Look at that. 5-bedroom, 3-car garage. This is the reason why we work as hard as we do. It's not about what's in your bank account. It's about what you're doing to make a difference in other people's lives from the heart.
Just a little quick shout out to Tyrese, his new album, Black Rose. I just heard it. I literally just heard it. I heard the whole thing in my trailer. And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard. Everyone's laughing, by the way, but it's true because everybody's heard it too. Everyone heard it, right? They look at all, everyone's like, yeah, big piece of dog shit. Shouldn't be called Black Rose, should be called big piece of black dog shit. That's what it should be called. Not even the hard, dried up dog shit for 7 days. It's the soft dog shit. It's like baby shit. It's like that. That's what the album is like. And I never want to hear it again, and I'm never gonna fucking forgive him for wasting my time. That is time I will never get back. It's like dog shit is in my ear, motherfucker.
I still don't know why you trying to...
Tyrese's album was fucking dog shit. This shit crazy.
Compete with me, man. Putting up all your Instagram videos with the twin turbo all out there in Dubai. Oh, what's that? Oh, my. Oh, whoa. God, go easy, guys. Showing off out there in Dubai, man. And you know what's crazy? When I sent you your car, I added a twin turbo engine to your joint. And I didn't even have a twin turbo in my joint. But watch this. Oh my God. Game over.
I see desperate people in the industry trying to get out. Now, I'm not feeling sorry for none of these guys, because when the glamour is good and the glitz is coming to their bank accounts and they're getting all these hoes and whatever they're doing, and some of them not just want hoes, they want the men, and the women want the women. They didn't have a problem with it at that time. But see, I told you, when you're young, you don't care. You just go with the flow. It's easy to block shit out, right? Because everybody telling you, man, you cool, man, you doing the damn thing. But as you get older, then you start to have children, you see your face in your children's eyes, you saying, damn, my baby got to go through this. I did this video for the masses who was tricked into signing their name in blood, but I really directed this to Tyrese Gibson and his friends. One of his closest friends was Paul Walker. Paul was getting tired. He was talking about this shit all the time, but man, I'm tired of doing these rituals, and Paul did not want to put on a dress. He didn't want to do none of that shit. They struck his fucking car with a drone, man. That's how this is the network of the industry, of the entertainment industry that you're in if you were part of this shit.
What the fuck?
They're getting ready to make Tyrese wear a dress. He don't want to do it. I'm telling you now.
Yo.
See, the problem with Tyrese right now, he's tired. He does not want to continue the life that he's doing. There was no reason to put this on my 7stage.com because I know the celebrities watch my stuff. I want the masses to share this and do whatever they can to get this to the next person. And I'm going to show you a way out of signing your name in blood if you're so far deep in and you thinking you can't get out. There's only one solution. And I'm going to give you that solution in this segment. When you at a point of no return, you're pretty much at the crossroads. You don't need no money. You got the money, you got the honeys, you got the mansions, you got the cars, and guess what? You feeling empty because you know your judgment's got to come.
Let's just say, let's go biblical. Test the water before you put your feet in, Jesus. Hey!
No man does this shit. No man does this shit.
What?
So the question is, how can you correct that? How can you correct something if you signs your name in blood?
Hips going side to side, man. No man does that shit, bro.
Let me tell y'all something. I've said this in many segments, but people wanted me to elaborate. Okay? The whole ordeal with signing your name in blood comes from a lot of family members. Now let me put you up on game. A lot of these people that was young, like your Gary Colemans and your Raven Simones and your Keisha Nice of the Cosbys, the parents put their baby name in blood. So it's almost like these babies are born with blood, but they can get out. But it's going to have to be a sacrifice on their own life. And let me get to it, because I ain't going to spend a lot of time with this, man. I wanted to give this out as quick as possible because a lot of celebrities are getting ready to fall. Man, Satan ain't playing. And the Lord ain't with y'all. Y'all keep saying, God. Listen, the Lord is not a God. He told us to stay away from gods. The Heavenly Father who created heaven and earth is Yahushua. No, his father is Yahweh. His son who died for our sins is Yahushua, not Jesus. But if you want to call him that because you have not yet come into the knowing of his name, I give you that. But please don't call the Heavenly Father who created heaven and earth God, because the Lord told us not to worship gods. God is an entity of the Baphomet, okay, of Osiris, of all of these Allah moon gods, man. Come on. And for you black folks that calling yourself Islam, y'all should be shot dead. Do you know that the Arabs laugh at y'all Why come black folks accept every fucking religion in the world, but do not want to be religious and follow the Heavenly Father's word? Why? I just don't understand that shit whatsoever. I really don't. I don't get it whatsoever, man. You calling yourself Islam and running y'all monkey asses over there to Islam, or running your asses over there to Israel, and they taking black dark-skinned people out one by one. They fucking them up. I'm fucking just amazed how all these stupid ass celebrities calling themselves Islam when Islam fucking hated King James. He took parts of the scriptures and flipped them to his own philosophy. I'm trying to comprehend it, but I can't. I just figured they too far fucking gone to save them, so fuck them. So the ones that are sitting there talking about, we need change, man, fuck change. Ain't no goddamn change happening. The whole bottom line is this. Either you can get it or you fucking can't get it. And I'm gonna tell you something. We are a people who will fall for fucking anything. Our people will jump our asses in them churches and switch and dance and say hallelujah and say we had a good service. But if somebody told you and can prove to you that everything started with brown-skinned people, and showed you that the Lord is a brown-skinned man with woolly hair, our own people will say you a fucking liar, get your coon ass in back of me. You just started confusion. See, I hate niggas like that. That's them black women in them churches that will ridicule you if you say the words I just said. You can't reach the masses. So brothers, sisters, stop trying to reach everybody on these highways and byways. You're wasting your fucking time. I'm telling you now, why would you get so fucking straight? Well, we're doing it because we need. No. You did it. We've already did that. Deal with those who are willing to have an open ear. Shake the dust from your feet, man. Ain't no sense in sitting there getting all beat out of shape because a nigga want to be Egyptology and some Islam shit. Fuck them. Leave your fucking stupid ass comments and be racial as you want. I understand we live in a racial society. I get it. That's why I have to refrain myself and start my own network. Because the shit that I want to talk about, I'm getting strike for. 90% of our people are falling for the faces of these fucking entertainers.
I told you, he was getting strike the fucking shit out of on YouTube, bro. They don't play that shit. Well, because when he was making this shit, he didn't expect for this shit to blow. Like, this shit started to blow, and this is when they start fucking getting on his ass. YouTube, they do not like truth seekers, bro. They don't. They don't like to be exposed. That's why the censorship right now, man, is a bitch.
It ain't nothing but garbage. But I have some compassion for some because they mamas and daddies sold them out for riches. Raven Simone was sold out when she was a baby. Keisha Knight was sold out when she was a baby. Tyrese was a young man when he signed his name in blood, but his family was pushing him to do the shit. When you got people who in your ear that love you, you're going to go with the masses. But I'm going to tell you something. You want to know, these celebrities want to know, how can they get out? I'm getting these shit in my email. There's no need to bring names because that's the fucking first step, admitting that they sold their fucking soul. So how can you get away from selling out your soul? How can you get back and the Lord acknowledge you as one of his children? The bottom line is Tyrese Gibson and friends of Tyrese in the music industry, the acting industry, the producing industry, any part of the industry, sports, etc. If you know you sold your soul and you were part of this entertainment industry, you have to give up your life or be willing to die for what you're saying. The thing I don't understand with you entertainers, you keep trying to play both sides, talking about the Lord is good, blah, 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 but you're more scared of Satan than the Most High. Did you not know that the Lord controls Satan? Isaiah 45:7. The Lord controlled the peace and the evil. These Negroes in the entertainment industry and white folks and Latin folks are more afraid of Satan than the Most High. I don't understand that shit. So Tyrese, I'm telling you something, man. I'm trying to get to you. I'm trying to tell you something. You on Facebook every fucking day giving these long ass sermons. Bruh, I can't feel you on it. Because I know you're tired. The only thing I can feel is your frustration that you don't know a way out. And the trip part about it, they own your ass, man. The Boule, the Illuminati, I know they own your ass because you was making a lot of sense and people are listening to you. And they don't want that. They don't want a celebrity to be conscious. So what did they tell Tyrese to do? The next picture you put on Facebook, you put the all-seeing eye above your head. And that's what the fuck he did. Now the negotiations are going on. They want Tyrese in some lipstick and a dress, and he don't want to do it. I'm telling you now, you're going to start seeing these celebrities drop like flies. Tracy Morgan is on the list to get rid of. They don't want him no more. Tracy Morgan is on the list to get the fuck up out of Hollywood. He's done, man. It's a wrap. When they pull your Trump card, let's go. How can y'all get redeemed? Tell the fucking truth. Tell about the blood sacrifices. Tell what you do in them damn Pandora boxes. Tell that these niggas suck dick like lollipops. Tell how many dicks you gotta suck to get to the top. Tell every fucking thing that they told you not to, and believe in the Most High will save you. That's how you're gonna get the blood off your hands from signing your name in blood. Going around here with these sermons and feeling sorry for yourself and trying to get people to say amen, fuck that. You want to know how to redeem yourself? Bear it all, man. You said, well, damn, Yash, I feel you. I want to do that, but they're going to kill my baby. Well, guess what, nigga? They're going to kill your baby for a blood sacrifice anyway, because your time is nigh. Tyrese is due for a blood sacrifice. So if they was going to kill my baby and I know they was coming after my baby, I would have to bare my soul and tell everything and let them do as they must. Death is not a bad thing, but it's a bad thing when you know you done sold your soul and misled the little ones. The little ones are the people who support you, who believe what you say. Right now you're playing the little ones. You're talking about God and then talking about Satan. Man, fuck, what are you? You can't serve two masters. The book of Matthew tells you that. The 1 Corinthians tell us not to sit with devils. So all you Negroes that's in Hollywood that want to know, asking how can, bear it all. Make a YouTube video, and when you make a YouTube video, make sure you put it on DVD and make hundreds of thousands and send them sons of bitches off to everybody you know, and even people that's sending you their addresses through your fan mail. It's because they're going to try to shut it down. So when you do that, get ready for the ultimate. You're paying with your life. Death is not a bad thing if the Heavenly Father is with you, but death can be ferocious and ugly. It can be eternity bad if you sidestep the Most High for Satan. I just don't understand why y'all so fucking afraid of Satan, but you're not afraid of the Most High. And when I say that, you're worried about telling the secrets, but you will offend the little ones by lying to them and tell them all you need is talent and knowing they got to suck dick, knowing they got to get their ass busted, knowing they got
Oh my God. This nigga Black Child, bro, he didn't give a fuck, bro. But that's how I learned a lot of shit, man. Real talk, bro. That's how I learned a lot of shit. I see these celebrities for what they are. Man. Like LeBron James and all them, man. Yeah, he got talent. But like Michael Jordan, yeah, he got talent. But come on, man. If you think them niggas billionaires and all this other shit just because of talent, man, get the fuck out of here, man. You sucking dick with them.
to put on the dress, and the Lord told us not to put on any type of woman's garment. But you ain't afraid what the Lord gonna do to you, but you're afraid of these demons that.
I don't know. I might get to the Michael Jordan one next. I might see if I can. Yeah. I don't know. I got another one though.
Cut your tongue out your eyes and your ears and slit your throat. You niggas are fucking wacky. Then you come on my page and how can you get out? It ain't really. Come on, man. I'm not ranting. I'm just telling some fucking truth here. There was no reason to put this on 7stage.com. This is a message to Hollywood, especially you Hollywood young folks who were signed when you was babies. Your parents made you sign your name in blood because they signed your name in blood for you. You want to get out of that life, you got to bear it all. And don't be worried about the consequences and the repercussions, because yes, they're going to come after you with everything. And they're going to send the demons after you. They're going to pray death on you. But to clean your sled, to tell the fucking truth about these evangelist churches and their fuck TD Jakes and the Creflo Dollars and all these fake ass Floyd Mayweathers, to tell the truth, it will set you free. So as long as you on Facebook burn it all, trying to give all these great advices, Tyrese, stop it. Stop it, man. You wasting your fucking time. They're trying to listen. This is how evil they listen to all that shit. We said we need to put Tyrese in the dress to bring his ass back to reality. The question is, are you going to put it on, Tyrese? Are you going to put the lipstick and the earrings and the long dress on? Because that's what they got. They're going to put you some fucking flip-flops on. The girly kind, the white ones, with the cute little brass, okay? The question is, are you going to do it? Kevin Hart said he ain't going to do no shit like that. He's a brand.
Damn right.
2 weeks later, had his ass in a purple dress like Kanisha. Come on. Trey Songz just doing a concert not too long ago. He in a fuck.
But that's what you guys look up to. Kevin Hart and them, man. Y'all call them men. I don't give a fuck. I'm having morals, bro. Fuck all that shit, man. For some fucking money, I'm gonna wear a dress for some money. Man, I don't like people like that, bro.
Fucking lace white fucking dress like a bitch. And he ain't thinking about fucking, I'm making my money. These niggas crazy. They put Chris Brown in the same fucking situation, but he tried to make his more manly, but it still was a dress on BET.
Nobody remember that shit.
The point is, man, in order to be of the Most High and have support with righteous people, you got to clean your sled. And you cannot clean your sled by lying and acting like everything is okay. And pretending like if you talented, all you got to do is just, believe in God and He opened up that door. I never thought that living in Wasabi where I'm at. Man, stop that bullshit. Anybody can be where you at if they willing to suck dick. If they're willing to take that damn Peter Piper up the ass. If they're willing to molest children and be a part of those rituals and go to Pandora's box and watch Eddie Murphy get it on with a 12-inch dick. Come on, man. The letter is for Tyrese Gibson and friends. Hollywood, a lot of these people that was children, names was forced to blood by their parents. And it is still going on. Brooke Shields' mama sold her out when she was a kid, made her take nude pictures. I'm just telling y'all, Michael Jackson was sold out as a baby because Joe Jackson wanted to be rich. And every last one of them Jackson was popped in the ass. Guess by who? Quincy Jones, Barry fucking Gordy, and some Jew-ash men. So I may get a strike for this shit, but it is what it is, right? People of third parties asking, and I know they're asking for the celebrities. Well, what if somebody made a mistake? Well, what if mom signed my name for me when I was only 9 or 10? The boy that played in Home Alone, his parents sold him out. The parents are more worse than the damn celebrities themselves because they want the fame. You see all these little babies on Lifetime, how the mamas is dressing them up. Well, a lot of them are being promised contracts if they're willing to go to the next step, and the parents say, "Oh, she'll do it." See, they're speaking for their babies, and they're signing their baby's name in blood. So therefore, that baby's already belong to Satan at 10, 11 years old, and they have no acknowledgement and understanding of what they did. So there is some redemption for someone who was forced into signing their name in blood and pressured with their family members just to please mama and daddy so mama could get that house. Because I know how you want to please your family, but they're not with you in this walk right now. Matter of fact, when you start getting all these demons, you can't fuck with your family. You can't be around nobody. It's almost like you have to be around people that's zoned out like you. That's why they drink so much, they smoke so much, they remove the mirrors from their house. Tyrese is so at a point where he's just, something's going to happen, man.
Let me explain something to y'all. First of all, you claim that there was an audition with 30 men. That's a lot of dudes fighting for one role, but I understand. Let me tell you something you don't know. First of all, the role for Baby Boy was written, directed, and produced by John Singleton. It was written for Tupac. That's a factual fact. When Tupac was killed, he only had one person in mind to play Baby Boy. It wasn't them, it wasn't you, nigga, it was me.
You have to do a lot to do that, bro.
Let's go even further. I did audition, but it wasn't the audition that you claim I did. The audition that I did was me, who already had the role for Baby Boy, showing up to an audition to find the woman who ended up playing my mother, and we discovered my favorite woman in the whole world named Taraji P. Henson. So at what point did it narrow down to you versus me? You just said some dumbass shit.
So I hope this message reaches some of you celebrities who your third party's been asking. And if you really want to get the Most High on your side, you got to bear it all. And you got to be willing to put your life on the line to do it. All right? One love.
Damn, guys. What you guys think about that shit, man? I know it's probably like, damn, I don't see no shit like this on no Twitch. What the fuck this nigga doing? Man. Gotta be a little bit different, dog. What the hell? What the fuck, bro? Hold on, guys. My shit. Damn, bro. This shit's crazy. Damn, this shit is fucking crazy, bro. I ain't never crashed this much. This don't make no sense. Crashing like this. Yo.
Hey, what is going on with y'all, man? Look, y'all already know what's going on, man. It's Black Balloon, alright? We're gonna try something new with this video. New setup, you know, just to try to comply a little bit more with these YouTube guidelines with all this AI stuff going on. We gotta let YouTube know I'm not AI, alright? So, y'all remember, in the last video, we had a small clip with Craig G. Lewis, right? This is the podcast on the screen. I've told y'all already the 2 hours is worth listening to multiple times. Honestly, you probably have to listen to it a couple times just to catch everything he's talking about. And so what I'm about to play right now was me actually going back and listening to it again, right? And this wasn't a part of the 2 clips I had originally to play for y'all. But this one was very interesting because he told a story about a young boy who was possessed by the spirit of his father. And he would uncontrollably dance whenever his father danced. His father was a part of a tribe that he didn't remember the specific name. I'm going to let y'all listen to him tell the story. And he also talks about Bone Thugs and Harmony right after this. And, you know, some of the spirits and Ouija board stuff that they used to play with. Then I'm going to show y'all this clip from a guy who was close, or I guess did music with Bone Thugs. His name was K Chill. Not really sure who the guy is. But we're going to check that out as well, man.
Damn, guys, the last stream was an hour 25. What the fuck?
This is very,
Shit
very
crashing
interesting.
on me,
It's
bro.
kind of mind-blowing. Goes right back to what we were just talking about with music frequency and how some of this music is very, you know, controlling, hypnotizing, especially with
Canada
Bone
and
Thugs
Germany.
and Harmony music back in the 90s. But enough talking. All right, look, we're gonna go ahead and get into this one.
And drink and cuss, but we didn't ever related to, you know, the only to get the glory for my not on purpose. Right. Even though he is, we're not gonna get his credit.
Right, yeah.
Because we didn't want to ever get too far away from God. We had these Christian backgrounds. You know, back then we had a Christian foundation somewhere.
Yep.
And so we didn't want that. But God began to show me that a generation was going to raise up because of fatherlessness, because their fathers were imprisoned. They were going to begin to express themselves, because you don't have to know your father for that to be what your father sends to be passed on to you. You don't even have to know it.
Appreciate that.
And he didn't have to be around. The best example I have for that was, can I just go? Come on. Okay. Be free. So I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I did the Truth Behind Hip Hop at a church. And so we were having like an altar call, and I remember a lady came up, and she was, she might have been Nigerian. No. She was Zairian.
Okay.
From Zaire. But she came up and she said, "I want you to pray for my son." I said, "Okay." And I looked at him, and immediately the Holy Spirit said, "Ask where his father is." So I said, "Well, where's his father?" She said, "Oh, his father's back home in their tribe." Yeah, I forgot which one it was, Tutsi or Hitu, one of those. And he's in his tribe. She said, "But he's possessed by his father's spirit." I said, "What do you mean? Like, what?" She said, "When his father dances, tribal dances, he uncontrollably dances. So whenever his father over there, it could be any time his father dances, he dances." Really? And then he started moving like this. And she said, he's about to do it. And the boy just started dancing. Yeah. And so I ended up with the power of God casting that spirit out. But that's when I realized the connection that a boy has with his father. It's beyond what we know. It's not, it's not just
Sorry, chat.
you
Damn, I
give
know this
birth
shit
to
crashed
someone,
again.
but you actually
Damn, bro.
give more than that. You give you give of yourself to that boy. So whether you're around or not, he's going to be influenced by you. And that's what ended up happening with prison. Guys went to prison. And so when their fathers were in prison, they began to express themselves like their father. So they wore do-rags in the streets, because in prison, the do-rag represented the hair. That's women's hair. That's the closest you're going to get to women in prison. Come on. Then they walk around shirtless, tat themselves all up, sag their pants, show their underwear, all of these different things that were happening with the hip-hop subculture. God began to tell me that it would become the norm. It would become the norm. And so, that vision, God began to just kind of nourish that vision. This is after 3 years of me seeking him. He began to show it to me, and then I spoke the message.
Now, that's really something to think about, because he put it in a way I've never really thought. And a lot of, I guess you could say troubled teens growing up you know, outside of being influenced by their environment, influenced by rap and so on, they're also still very much connected to their fathers. You know, I mean, you could say connected to their parents in general, but it sounds like he's more speaking on like those negative demonic type of spirits that they're connected to from their fathers, because he related it back to, you know, the sins of your father still being passed down on you, even if you don't know him, even if you're not around him, the things that he does still affects you. And it almost seemed like the whole thing where the son was dancing when his father would dance is that he was spiritually tied and connected. You know, he used the word possessed by the father's spirit, that he was actually doing the things his father would be doing in real time. Now, I don't know if maybe his father was just, you know, dancing in that moment and then he started dancing as well, or he was possessed by those Corey Bond spirits that he also talked about. And he's where I learned that term from and what it actually meant, because he talked about it with the whole Michael Jackson thing, right? But he tied that together in a way I've kind of never thought about it, about, you know, you may actually be possessed by your father's spirit in a sense. You know, the things that he's going through and he did is connected to you as well. So those little small traits that, you know, you're doing to express yourself, but it's not in a good way, you may actually be getting from your father. Just something, you know, it just kind of blew my mind to hear that, you know, especially young men, young teens, or fatherless men who grew up without a father. It kind of gives you an idea of some of the things you might have been influenced by. Your dad went through those same things. Very interesting, y'all. Very interesting.
Remember on Halloween, I spoke the message. I had some magazines and I had some CDs. Whee! And I began to show people, you know, the Bone Thugs and Harmony, which had the Mr. Ouija backwards message, which they just came out and talked about. I don't know if you've seen the
I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Bone, Busy, I think it was Busy Bone, came out talking about the Mr. Ouija and all of the stuff, just confirming everything from way back then. But I was showing people how you hold it up to the mirror and read it and you speak into your own soul. That's what it was. It was written backwards. And you hold it up to the mirror and there was a confession that you speak, you know, and kids were speaking it. And so by kids doing that and kids, you know, buying into this culture and this idea, they opened up our community to that spirit. Wow. And so now when you see young black men, they look totally different now. But God showed me that way back then. We're talking in the 80s. People thought I was crazy. No way. Black folks ain't gonna worship the devil. No way. They're not gonna get the pentagram and the Baphomet and throwing up the signs, and no way. They're not gonna, you know, grow their hair out long and the locks and stuff, and, you know, the earrings and tatted up and stuff. That people, because nobody could see it. It just did not exist. So they thought I was crazy. But God trusted me with that information to the point. There was no social media back then, but he took me all over the world. All over the world.
So we were in our bubble, so we don't.
I want y'all to listen to this real quick before we talk about Bone Thugs and Harmony a little bit, right? So, like I said, this was a guy named K Chill. If y'all know who he is, maybe I could type it.
I hate when these motherfuckers be out here lying, bro. That shit'll piss me off. You know you sold out, man. Stop acting like you ain't sell out. Shit be aggravating.
His name or something and see if he's like really directly related to Bone Thugs and Harmony. But look, check this out. And I want to read some comments from y'all under this video. Check this out.
Who decided to call it Faces of Death? Was that like a label move or was that a Bone move?
Man, I'm sure it had to be mom because, you know, already Anna be calling herself Leatherface and shit, and you know they usually, I mean, we grew up off all that Faces of Death and Texas Chainsaw You know, they used to actually be fucking playing with that Ouija board and shit like it. That's one thing I'm gonna say. I never fucked with them with that Ouija board, none of that shit. Like, I was always just, you know, these, like I said, these was my dudes and shit, and we rolled, and, you know, we would ride it out for each other, but it was like, I always was chill, and they always was bomb. And not to mention, like, this real shit, like, people will, you know, people come out as artists and shit and everything, and it's, you know, it's a lot of act. That's what they call them, an act, you know what I mean? Because entertainment or whatever. But there's a lot of that shit was like from that Bobby Jones situation to they literally used to be trying to get me to come right in the graveyard and shit, and I was like, y'all fucking crazy. And, you know, we'll link back up the next day, play video games, smoke weed, kick it and all that, drink 40s or whatever. But, like, all that Ouija and graveyard shit and all that shit, they know they can miss me with that shit. They know I was never on that shit. And, yeah, that is ironic that I'm the one motherfucker that was still on.
So, check this out real quick, y'all. One of these comments said, the whole Ouija thing made the established in 1999 album very creepy. It was like you could actually feel something just from listening to it.
That's why I'm like, oh my God. That's why I'm like, why y'all playing like y'all didn't sell out? Y'all know damn well y'all sold out. Y'all know damn well y'all fucking sold out. For real. Like, y'all even mock the damn devil in your damn music and everything, bro. Come on, man.
Now, this is exactly what we was talking about with the frequencies in the last video. He said it was something spiritually awkward about it. These are comments from regular people over 3 years ago. That album was very addictive and hypnotizing, especially for kids, but he called it his favorite album to this day. Somebody said I would come home from school and listen to it front to back for hours every day. It was addictive. Another person said, eventually I became possessed by the album. Not literally, but I couldn't get the music out my head, and it made me curious about evil. Little did he know, you were possessed by that album. You were possessed by those spirits, and yes, it was literally. He said he couldn't get the music out of my head, and it made me curious about evil. Y'all, this is exactly what we just talked about. This is exactly what we just talked about. Literally, y'all. Look, let me type this album in real quick. Just see if it'll pull up whatever. I mean, it just looks demonic. Look, this giant skull in the background. It looks demonic. You could basically say that's in a form of a pentagram. I mean, we know everything Bone Thugs and Harmony was about back then was very demonic, but I wanted to show y'all this because it relates directly to what we were talking about. Directly. People commenting 3-4 years ago talking about they were, possessed by the album, listening to this shit every day, all day, front to back. Very strong demonic spirits that were coming out of this album and possessing people. Now that, if that's not, direct evidence of what we were just talking about, I don't know what is, honestly.
Played the Ouija board and we wrote a song about it. So we wrote a song about pretty much everything that we did. Right. And we stopped playing the Ouija board because we was sitting on a bunk bed and Lazy was asking who was going to die first in his family. And he was like, when he found out it was somebody that he didn't want, so he threw the Ouija board and then they picked it back up and then beds started falling down. So a whole bunch of stuff started happening.
So some real shit.
Right. And I ain't fucking with that shit no more. So,
right.
We learned our lesson hands on. And then when Eazy-E, he was like, y'all got to do that song, man. I like that Ouija song y'all did, man. And then he started talking backwards. And then after he passed, Here comes the marketing and the promotional train, and here comes the company. You know what we need to do? Let's make some money off of it. So they put that mysterious back in the days when, you know, CD covers and reading CD covers was the thing to do. So, you know, that it manifested from there, and it, you know, I think it was a whole lot of.
Did that you feel?
All right, y'all, man, my computer died, right? All right, y'all, man, my computer died right in the middle of me trying to finish this video, but we're just gonna finish this last half. 99 established, 1999, whatever the album is called, right? In part 2, they had a very dark demonic voice in the background. And I'll take it as that was the voice that was saying it backwards, or saying the chant or the spell backwards. And this is basically you connecting with those spirits. You know, he was saying they will hold it up in the mirror, and you were speaking to your own soul. You were basically opening yourself up for a demon, for demonic possession in a sense. You saw the comments we were just reading. So kids at that time, or even adults listening to that album, were literally being possessed by demons, y'all. I was a Bone Thug fan at one point. Not like a real Bone Thugs fan, but I do know a lot of their music. But I definitely wasn't the type to go listen to all of their music all day, every day. But there are people out there who are influenced that much. And they will listen to the music that much. And those people are the ones that, you know, Craig G. Lewis is speaking to. If you go listen, I don't really advise you to. I did it just for research purposes, but I immediately rebuked it. Part 1 just kind of sounds normal, but it still sounds very eerie and hypnotizing. We'll use that word as well. And the lyrics are like, Ouija, are you with me? Mo murder, mo murder, mo murder me now. Dear Mr. Ouija, could you please tell me my future? Will I die of murder? Will I die of bloody murder? And it's literally the entire song is just talking to Mr. Ouija and mo murder, then murder me now. Bloody murder, mo, bloody murder, mo. It's literally just murder, bloody, murder, murder me now. Like, it is beyond demonic. It is I don't even know how they even thought to make that kind of music, but I guess it's not surprising when they're literally saying they were into the Ouija boards and connecting with demonic spirits. And then Mr. Ouija Part 2, there's that demonic voice in the background, and it sounds like it's saying it backwards. I didn't listen too much. I just wanted to get a grasp of it. It's been a very long time since I've heard a song off that